Okay, I'm going to show you this little plug-in that I use with Flux Gym. Flux Gym is for Lora training. If you want to train your own models, this is one way of doing it, and it's very easy to use. The only thing I don't like about it is once you start training, you have no clue how long it's going to take. So you just sit back and wait. So I'm going to show you how to add this little plug-in to this. Okay. So let's close this up. And the link that's going to be below the video, you'll see it. You can click it. I'm going to have some files that you can see in here, and the README file here, it'll show you where you can go to install these plugins. Okay, I'm on Firefox. I tested it on Firefox, and it says it's for other browsers, but all I can tell you, it works for Firefox. So with that said is make sure that you got it installed, because once you go over here, then you'll see it right here in your plugins. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add to the scripts that you're going to download. Really simple. If you know how to copy and paste, very simple. We'll start with the top one. Control A, Control C to copy. Go back here. And we're going to create a new script. We're going to delete all this stuff at the top. All over it. Hit the backspace. Control V. That pastes everything. And when you come over to the file and save. Alright. This is the training bar. Then we're going to do the one for the other one. Then that's going to be it for that. And copy. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the same thing for this. Alright, so you can see here it says Flux Gym caption tool with Alt-C. Remember these hotkeys, Alt-C and Alt-N, okay? And this is the training bar, okay? We don't need to pay attention to that right now. So we'll just close all these up here. Now, since I've already installed it here, you don't see it. But if you come over here, it's because I deleted it earlier, so we're going to enable that. So when I refresh the page here, you'll see in a second on the top here, it'll have a new thing here in a second. See, it says waiting now. That shows me my plugins are installed right here, which you can access to the dashboard right here. Alright, that's all. You don't have to be very smart. It took me about 10 minutes how to install it, so don't worry about all the other gibberish stuff on there, so don't let it bother you or confuse you. So with that said is Flux Gym, you do these things in order, 1, 2, and 3. And like I said, I'm not here to show you how to do this. I'm showing you about the plugin. So let's say I came over here and wrote P3RS0, and then you go through your steps, and you'll have to come back and check all this stuff. But this works on sample images. You can have many as you want. Okay, I try to do 6 of these here, and you just, like I said, that's just one. So, but you'll have to bump this up somewhere 100 or 50 or whatever you want to sample. Okay, or the script won't work right. So now Flux Gym, there's 2 ways that you can do this. Okay, it's got an option. Let's see here. If you add the text images with it, you're gonna, your settings are gonna be messed up. Let me just show you real quick. Let's just grab 5 of these here. And by default, it set it up to 1440 because it's counting these text files as images. So I don't believe these settings will be correct for you. So you will have to either double them up or cut them in half. I can't remember which way to do that. So the way that you can do this, let's just do 10 of these right here. I'm going to add my own in. And I already set this in here, so that goes into my trigger word. See, it says every word. So with that said, now we're going to go into the next step. So remember I said Alt-C and Alt-N. So if I go Alt-C and I get my captions right here. And you can see my expected training right there is 1600 on the bottom left. So I open that up. See, this does not change over here. So, and it added all the captions here. Let's say, you know what, I really don't like this word and analog. Best way to work this is right click this and copy this. It works better this way. And you can see it says and analog on every one of these. I don't want that in there. Or I can replace that. So that would be Alt-N. We'll paste that in there. Let's name it test. Okay, see, I put test in there, every one. Now if you ever wanted to remove test, you could just right click it. And be careful, if you're grabbing spaces, it will remove the space too. So I want to remove all of them. Alt-N. I believe I had a little space in the front here. See what happens. Leave that blank if you want everything removed. And you can see right there. Alright, now how this works is once you get everything all set up, let me look through here. Okay. Once you get everything all set up and you press start training, it's going to take a little while before this to start updating. Okay, and that depends on how many images you got. Flux Gym right now is limited to 150 images. Any more, then you will not get the captions for the orange right here. Now if you include 150 images with 110 text files, you're going to end up with 300. And you may see all of them, but it's not going to produce, it's not going to stand the captions for 150. It's going to do 75 because, like I said, it counts these as text files. But I'm not going to go on that part. So with that said, when you press start training, the best thing to do, once you get everything all set up, once you press this thing, okay, it's automatically going to go into auto scroll. There's going to be a button up in the top right up here. Do not touch that. Personally, do not touch that or it could mess up. And when I'm training, I walk away from the computer. Now when you're watching this, you'll see a set of images come down here in the samples. That's why I like to do 6 of these right here, 6 separate lines, because it holds 6 boxes down here. So as soon as it starts hitting them, you're going to start seeing your progress bar up on the top left. Okay, so once you'll start seeing it here, then you'll see a percentage. All right, Now keep in mind, when it gets to the end, it may say 100%, but you got to give it about, I don't know, just to be on the safe side, 15 seconds. You know, when your computer starts delaying and using up a lot of RAM, things will get delayed. On Firefox, I know once it reaches 100% and gives it a few seconds, as long as my speaker's up full blast because it's kind of low on the beep, you should hear 3 beeps, beep, beep, beep. That lets you know it's done. You can also watch the progress bar right up on the top up here. If you're sitting back watching TV and you decide you want to look over at the screen, and then if you have if it's fairly quiet in there, and let's say you're just laying down, and you can hear the beep. The beep should indicate that it's finished. Like I said, when you hear it beep, give it about 15 seconds and wait till it completes. There might be a slight lag. Now the thing not to do is, when you want to retrain, do not refresh the page. So what you do is come over here and you copy this. You have a choice. You can just shut the whole thing down, or if you want to try another thing, you come over here and you can paste and go. Or the progress bar won't work right. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And like I said, if you're on another browser, you can see my Tamper Monkey doesn't say 2 on there, is because it will only do it for the local URL. And you see 2 here. It's got a couple ports it'll hit, so not just 7860. It should get every one that your local URL is. But anyway, this is pretty handy, and I don't know if you can see it in the video. I'll try to zoom in. Right here on the top here, it'll tell you how long it took. I like to take screenshots before and after, where I get my clock down here in the bottom. And you can also go into your folder and check by date. You'll see this is pretty accurate here, so that kind of sums that up. The reason I like to take a screenshot before and after, not only that I can see the time and compare it, it also lets me see my settings, and just in case I end up getting a really good one and can't remember it, I got a backup copy where I got a snapshot picture of it. So let's say if I use 1 and 19, then I can see all my settings. A lot of these browsers you can't see the whole thing, so you'll have to use the scroll mouse wheel to zoom in or zoom out to get a full screen capture.